With decades of experience in the fitness industry, Arlo is here to give us motivation to stick to our exercise routines. Welcome, Arlo. Thanks for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure to be here, Sarah.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm happy to be here as well.
Full disclosure, we've known each other for I think 5 years.
It's been a long time.
Maybe. When I was getting married almost 5 years ago, you trained me and my now husband. You definitely kicked our butts. You're very talented at what you do, and we definitely need to get back into it.
Absolutely.
But you've been doing this for a while. Tell me how long you've been in the industry.
So I've been doing strength and conditioning for probably 20 years, maybe a little longer, and then I've run my own gym, Competitive Edge, since 2005, so 17 years.
That's incredible. And you have done this for a while, so tell me who your typical clientele is.
I've worked with a lot of people. When I first got into it, I was a volleyball player, so I worked a lot with volleyball players, and from then I progressed on to pageant girls. I did that for a couple of years, trained Miss Utah a couple of years in a row, then Mrs. Wyoming, and then I kind of got out of that, and I've worked with a wide variety of athletes and a lot of everyday people the entire time as well. So
many different types of people, just all looking to get fit and reach their goals. When people are coming to you, how would you describe the type of training that you do?
So we do a lot of weird stuff.
Weird stuff. I like that. Officially weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? So you have.
So I brought this along. We do. I get bored pretty easily, but I also entertain myself pretty easily. So. So that's why just being creative helps a ton, and it helps keep people interested in working out fun. So this is a water ball. It's a typical stability ball, but full of water. So it sloshes around. It's heavy. It makes everything harder. Carrying it up here to the studio was fantastic.
It's heavier than it looks.
And so we can do squats with it. We can throw it over our shoulder. We can do all kinds of stuff with this.
You can throw it over your shoulder. I may save that for that.
We have all different sizes of water balls, we call them. So a lot of unique movements, and then we just focus on movement rather than individual muscle groups, because really we're trying to use everything and use the body as a unit instead of breaking it up into little parts.
I love that concept. Tell me about some of the other exercises that you might have if someone were to come to you.
So a lot of people struggle with posture. And so one of the ones we do for that is a band pull apart, where posture, a lot of times people's shoulder blades are rolled forward in their shoulders. And so we want to try and strengthen the muscles that bring those back. So a band pull apart, I'm holding here, I'm stretching the band, my arms are straight, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, pulling against my chest. And the wider I bring my hands, the easier it is, so it's really scalable.
Right. So I would be doing really wide starting out.
Potentially. We have different bands as well. So
so everything I love that you can customize all of your different exercises for people, all different skill levels. Okay, tell me one last thing. We were talking about squats, right?
Yes, So hip mobility is another issue that a lot of people struggle with. And it's interesting when you look at injuries, a lot of times where it hurts isn't necessarily where the problem is. So sore knees could be ankle mobility, could be hip mobility. Hip mobility is huge for lower back pain. So just lowering into a squat, I want to try and stay upright. I want to stay not necessarily on my heels, but not on the balls of my feet, right? Okay. So if my knees are coming forward, that could be a sign of poor mobility. So I'm really driving my hips back, sinking low, and then just hanging out here. And you can kind of wiggle around, and that'll help your mobility shift around.
I probably would be wearing different shoes all the time.
Absolutely.
It's balance too.
Yeah. So, and that's a very basic movement that everybody should be able to squat, but we lose that somewhere between the time we're little kids and we grow up. So.
Right, I know.
Kids have great squats.
They do. Kids are, oh my God, it's amazing. Arlo, it's so fun having you on. Really quick, where can people check you out? Go to your social.
Really the easiest place is social media. I'm on Instagram the most, and it's just A Gagestein on Instagram, or Arlo Gagestein. And there's a link there in my bio that takes you to everything else. So.
Amazing. So live all of your training dreams. Go to Arlo. He's your guy. Thanks again for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great to be here.